It's the EP Podcast. Evergreen Park.
And welcome into the EP Podcast and happy Thanksgiving. No matter when you listen to this episode, even though it comes out on Tuesday, you might listen before or after the big turkey holiday. But happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. Hopefully you got time to enjoy it with friends and family. When I was a first responder, when I was taking 911 calls for Cook County Sheriff's Police for 10 years, I don't think I ever got a Thanksgiving off. I feel like I missed pretty much every Thanksgiving. So we would have another one like on Friday or Saturday. And I'm sure there are those out there that do the same job, police, fire, that are going to have to do the same thing. But hopefully each and every one of you get some time in this long weekend to spend with your family and your friends. And one such first responder, Captain Ed Dunne, who has been on this show before, used to be Lieutenant Ed Dunne, but now Captain Ed Dunne with the Evergreen Park Fire Department, sitting down with me in moments to go through all the things you should look out for this holiday season. You may be experimenting with a new way to cook a turkey. You may be adding extra lights. You may have big plans for the holiday season. It may be the first time you've ever done some of the fun stuff that people do during the holidays, like string lights all over the place. He's got tips, he's got tricks, he's got things to avoid, and maybe some stories coming up here on the EP Podcast. We're also going to sit down with the Evergreen Park Youth Department and Recreation Department with every event and activity that you can enjoy in Evergreen Park for the rest of November, all of December, and into January. And there's another activity you might want to try out at one of our proud sponsors, Porter Cullen's, Sunday, December the 21st. They are doing brunch with Santa. 2 seatings, one at 9:30 in the morning, one at noon. Adults are $50, children $25, children under 3 are free. And for that price, you get a full brunch buffet with Santa, bottle of champagne with mixers, hot chocolate bar, cookie decorating station, professional photo with Santa and Mrs. Claus, and kids' Christmas activities. The seating is going to go fast, so get your reservation now, 708-907-5558. It is a busy time, a bustling time. There's a lot to talk about, so sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode of the EP Podcast. My first guest on today's show is not lieutenant anymore. He's been promoted. Yes. He's been on the show before. We have Captain Ed Dunne down here from the EPFD. Congratulations on the promotion.
Thank you for having me.
You know, people don't realize what a big deal it is, especially when you're in public service. I remember when I was a 911 dispatcher, and then the day I got promoted, like, it's really kind of an exciting thing that happens because you put a lot of time in, a lot of work in to get to that point and to move yourself up. And, everybody thinks, well, it's just a pay increase. It isn't that. It's a lot more responsibility. You got to learn all these things about the job so you can sit around and tell people how to do it, because as a captain, people are going to look at you in that moment of crisis, and you got to be ready for it. So, I mean, you got to be excited.
Yeah, a lot of mentoring going on for young guys, and being in charge of the public education can make sure the programs are fresh. Yeah. That's teaching new things, up-to-date things. So we have to stay updated with all the techniques and issues that are out there now. So yeah, it's a lot of work.
Good luck with the work.
Thank you.
But I'm sure you're pretty excited about it.
Yes.
I wanted to bring you in here because during the holiday season, I think people make terrible mistakes. Like everybody goes, it'll be okay. I got an idea for this. And the next thing you know, you guys are on the way because there's a fire or there's somebody injured. And we can just go through the holidays. Let's just go through them.
Okay.
We'll kick off with the one that's happening right now this week. We got Thanksgiving. And I would think that the scariest thing for you is the people trying to deep fry the turkeys. Is that the scariest thing?
Absolutely. There's definitely a way of doing it correctly without burning your place down or getting severely burned.
Right.
And that is when you have the turkey, make sure it's thoroughly thawed out. You do not want to put a frozen turkey in a hot oil.
Because the water hitting the oil
will just spit all over the place. I mean, it'll travel some distance. So you don't want to have any people around you when you do that. So make sure the turkey is thoroughly thought out.
Like, no children should be around
Absolutely
you. If
not.
you're crazy enough to drop a turkey into a deep fryer, everybody should be in the house wearing protective gear when you drop it in,
yes,
right?
There shouldn't be nobody around you. So the correct technique is empty deep fryer, put the turkey, thawed out turkey in the deep fryer, add water. Do water first. Get to the level of where your oil is going to be. Then take the turkey out, empty the water, put your turkey back in, dry it off, and then put the oil in to the level that you know where that water was at.
What are the other things that you notice that people I don't want to just say do wrong at Thanksgiving, right? Like, I don't want to just to be like, you people are terrible, you don't know what you're doing. But there's got to be things that happen every year where you go, not another one. Like, what are the mistakes that people make? Is it overloading the oven? What is it?
So with the deep fryer, they'll put the oil in first, not knowing what the level it is.
Okay.
Then when they add the turkey, it'll overflow. Or the turkey's not thoroughly thought out, causes, like we were talking about, the splatter burns. So with the deep fryer, you have to do the water first. The defrost and then put the water in.
Right.
Get the right level
and get
of
the oil
oil
at the right level.
Right.
Yeah. All
and then
that
also
stuff.
in the kitchen, we have to make sure that the little ones are not close to any heating elements. So the stove, anything with the cooking what the rule of thumb is 3 feet away.
Yeah.
So they have to stay with kids-free zone, 3 feet away from any type of heating elements.
Yeah, and the thing is, I remember when I was a dispatcher, it would be so quiet for me at least. I mean, it felt like it was quiet during the beginning of the day on Thanksgiving. Everybody's nice and calm. Mm-hmm. They're watching football, right? Everybody's kind of showing up. You might get a mishap during cooking,
sure,
right?
Absolutely.
But it feels like when you get to dinner time and beyond, the switchboard lights up.
Right.
I mean, I would imagine you guys experience the same thing.
Yes.
And it's some of it's domestic trouble. Uncle Fred says something mean to Aunt Marge, and then everything's going wrong. But also, you guys are probably running into things with the fire department where you have medical emergencies and things like that.
That is very true. People will start drinking. Then when it's time to eat, cut your food small. Small particles are much, much better to handle than if it's a total airway block.
Yeah.
So obviously not getting air exchange at all, you're going to get more anxious and nervous. Or if it's a partial block, at least you're air exchanging. So when you're drinking, anytime, going out with friends at a restaurant and that kind of thing, when you're eating, cut your food small.
Yeah, go small because you get confused when you're doing things. You swallow it the wrong way because you're too busy talking. And you're right about that with the partial blockage and the full one. That was the first thing I would have to listen for.
Right.
If they're making noise, I'm like, okay. I mean, they're at least getting some air.
Right, exactly.
Okay, we'll get somebody over there. The scary thing is when they're not making any noise.
Yep, when there's no air exchange. So, again, cut the food small so that it's a partial versus a complete.
Okay, so then we head into the holiday season with, people putting up their lights.
Correct.
And I always think about Christmas Vacation, that movie, right? And he's got the light sockets overloaded. Do people still do that? I mean, do you still get fire calls where like something's smoking because somebody's overloaded it? Do people still make that mistake?
Yes. Obviously, it was made to be funny. So
right.
So there's a little bit of exaggeration there. But the main point is, yes, overloaded outlets is a major concern because, again, all those appliances, all those electric cords are fighting for that electricity, and they can only put out so much. So once it gets overloaded, then obviously we're having problems. And that's what we're trying to avoid.
I remember when I first got my house in Evergreen, and I didn't know any better because I was a new homeowner. And I bet you that's what you deal with the most, is the new homeowner that didn't understand what they were doing wrong. I know I electrocuted myself at one point because there was snow in the gutter, and I'm trying to like hook up the lights while the lights are on, and I got that, and I was like, but then the other thing that I did is I didn't realize how my fuse box was set up. So as I'm running the lights outside, they're overpowering one light switch in the house. And one day I walk over to go flip the switch, and the entire the entire switch, like the panel and everything, that like the switch is coming out of that casing is red hot.
Yeah.
Because everything's and you don't understand, especially when you're new at owning a home. Like I had to have somebody come in and rewire because I was like, this is dangerous. Whenever I put Christmas lights up, I'm going to start a fire. Is that something you guys see?
Yes, it absolutely is. So overloading is a big issue. Because people keep trying to say, well, I don't have another outlet, so I'll just overload the outlet.
Right.
Now,
and they'll sell those things you can plug in and put 50. Yeah, exactly.
It actually will. So, yeah, you really have to check your wiring for that. If it's getting hot, you know it's not supposed to be in. It's not supposed to be plugged in. One
of the things I've always been nervous about, and there's a reason why we always have a fake tree, are the real ones. And you can start a fire with a fake tree, but it feels like it's a lot easier with a real tree.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
And I think that my belief after working 10 years in emergency services as a first responder is that it's not always the person that's doing it for the first time. Sometimes people get lax and they think that it's real easy, just throw up the real tree. Go through what they should be watching out for.
So when you do get the tree, before you buy, you might make sure the pins, the needles on it don't fall off, that they're on there, that they're fresh.
It's the Charlie Brown test.
Yes,
you start seeing the needles come off, there's a problem.
Then you want to stay away because it's too dried out. You want to have a fresh tree so where the needles are staying on the tree. And then once you do get it home, you want to take 2 inches off the bottom so that the water can be sucked in from the tree. So you want to make sure you do that because you want to keep it moist, you want to keep it wet so that it doesn't dry out and cause a fire hazard.
When you guys are driving around the neighborhood, on the rig going to a call, or even if you're in your own personal car, is there ever a time you go by a house and you go, "Ooh, I really hope we don't have to come back there. They have that's Clark W. Griswold's house. Like that makes me nervous." Do you get nervous when you see someone in this place?
There's probably occasionally a couple that would be like that. Again, hopefully that it won't happen. But again, if it is too overloaded and those too many electrical cords in that one outlet, you know that something bad's going to happen.
What's the number one call during the holiday season? Like
Cooking? Yes.
And is it burns or is it fires?
Fires.
Fires off the cooking, really.
Cooking is the number one, and then candles is number two.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about the candles, because everybody's got the Yankee candle out that smells like snow or a forest or something. Like, I'll do it myself. I actually like to. My kids make fun of me because it's just dad's place. So, like, why would just a divorced dad have candles? I still light them during the holidays. Absolutely. I want it to smell like cookies, so I light a candle that smells like cookies.
Correct.
But there's a concern about that.
I can remember at least 2 calls over the years of candles causing fire. One was in the bedroom, the curtains were too close to the candle, and one was in the front room, same thing, too close to the curtains and caught on fire. So when you do use real candles, you really have to keep your eyes on them. You really have to watch it. You can't leave it alone just for that reason. But there's other safer ways of getting the aroma that you're going after from the candles that are a lot safer than using actual real candle that has the real fire.
Okay, see, there's a smarter way to do that.
Yes, correct.
And then, of course, with like the weather changing, temperature changing, people need heat.
Correct.
And one of the other things that I would see all the time, and it's sad because people will resort to anything to try to keep their families warm. Yes. But those that are in trouble, we just had Mark Phelan, village trustee, who does the food pantry, and he's talking about the increase in folks that have to utilize the food pantry because times are tough. Okay, they're a little bit tougher out there than it has been in previous years, and he was talking about that. And the thing that I think of is the amount of times I would get a call where somebody has a disaster because they're trying to heat the house with the stove.
Yes, absolutely.
They're doing those kind of things. They got space heaters where they shouldn't have them. Can you talk a little bit about if somebody is in trouble or they are trying to warm up the house, the do's and the don'ts for trying to get extra heat in the house?
So there is organizations that can financially help you with that. Okay. So if you're having heating troubles, paying the bills, there's resources available for that. So you're not using your stove, you're not using the space heaters. You would use the space heater as last resort. Because again, you have to keep an eye on that. 3 feet of distance in all directions has to be clear. Nothing can be in the way like pets or children, couches, anything like that. So it has to be 3 feet distance. And not everybody has that around a room. And not everybody keeps an eye on it, like
that's a big. That's a big distance if you think about it. And like when we moved into our house originally, years and years ago, almost 20 years ago, here in the EP, I remember that the boys' room, or actually the kid, it was my son and my daughter when they were real little. That room got cold, and I eventually had to bring in an HVAC person to figure out why the central heating wasn't working. But I remember we would use a space heater, and you say 3 feet, and I know there's no way I was 3 feet clear all around.
Yeah, because number one, it needs ventilation,
right?
So you can't smother the heating element. So it needs a ventilation. And number two, the heat that it does put off is hot enough to start a fire.
Just the heat.
Just especially.
So it's not really like just I left a towel on top of it and that's what started the fire. The actual heat in that area can spark something.
Depending on the material, if someone got some thin material like curtains and that can cause the fire. So it doesn't necessarily have to be touching the heating element. The heat itself can be hot enough to where it could cause a fire.
And then with the weather changing as well, this is also the time where I remember you would get an increase in carbon monoxide detectors going off, right?
Absolutely.
Can you speak a little bit about the safety for that? Because I'm going to tell you, after working in 911, I'm at this point where like I never did it before I did that. But after 911, I actually carry a portable carbon monoxide detector around in my travel bag. Because I don't trust, because I'd gotten the calls before where something terrible had happened, and I'm just as interested in making sure that's working as my smoke detector.
Right.
Okay. And so if you could talk a little bit about that with folks.
No, that's great. That's a great idea. If you are a traveler, to have them in your suitcase or briefcase, carbon monoxide and smoke alarm.
I want to say it was Brent Gardner, the old center fielder for the Yankees, lost his son on a trip.
Right. Yes.
Because of that. Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely. So carbon monoxide is gas appliances. So any gas appliance, your dryer, your washer, furnace, anything with gas. If it's not a clean gas, so that means blue, the blue flame. If it's orange or yellow, it's not burning clearly. It needs to be cleaned. It needs to be serviced. That causes carbon monoxide. Mm-hmm. Carbon monoxide is odorless and tasteless. So you have no idea that the carbon monoxide is being produced in your house or your building.
And next thing it is, you go to sleep.
And it causes you to get tired and sleep. So you're thinking either you got the flu or there's something wrong with you, and actually it could be carbon monoxide poisoning. So it's very, very important to have the carbon monoxide detectors in your house. The weight of the molecules of carbon monoxide is the same as regular air. So wherever air currents in your house are at, that's where carbon monoxide is going to go.
Right. So it's not like you need to keep the detector on the floor or
Correct.
keep the detector wherever
Correct.
you put the detector. It's still going to be effective.
Right. So I have mine above the registers where the heat comes out, so they get a notification right away.
Yeah.
A carbon monoxide detector is what I look for is the digital ones. It gives me a number. 0 to 35 a person can be in an atmosphere for 8 hours. So it lets you know that, yes, there's carbon monoxide and something might be going wrong, but if it's 35 to 50 or 50 and above, then we know something definitely is wrong. We need to get the family out.
Right.
So it gives you a number that you can report even to when you call the gas company or when you call us, we have a number to look at. If you have a detector that's just a regular allows the sound, that our alarm's at 35. So yes, it's good. It's good to have it. But like I said, I would, me personally, prefer the digital so I can see the numbers, exactly what's going on. Anything above 50, that's when you need to get out of the house. One of your appliances is producing carbon monoxide because, you can't smell it, you can't taste it. You need some type of detective device in order to let you know the carbon monoxide.
All right. We've learned a lot about what to do and what not to do here during the holiday season, so maybe you'll get a few less calls.
I hope so.
Because people are listening to this. You have a couple different programs going on right now.
Yes.
I want to make sure that I mention Senior Smoke Alarm Program. What is that?
Yes. We have started a program now that we're senior citizens 65 and older that live in Evergreen Park. We will send 2 firefighters out. Check your house, make sure the smoke alarms are in the correct places on each level of the house. And if you need them to be replaced, we will replace them for you.
Really?
So you don't have to do anything work. You just let us know. Call the firehouse, the non-emergency number, the 708-422-2148. Get the information. Give us your information. We'll send some firefighters out, and we'll take a look and make sure your smoke alarms are in the correct place and also working.
I keep trying to stay young, but I'm going to tell you something right now. There's a lot of perks when you become a senior in the EP.
Yeah,
I've noticed that you get a lot of perks.
There's no pause button. You just keep getting older and older.
I know, but when I get there, there's a lot of stuff I get.
Right.
I'm going to be one of those guys. I'm going to take advantage of every program you guys have when I turn into a senior. And then I wanted to check in with you about the program with the high school, Evergreen Park Community High School. I remember Matt Dugan, their principal, came in here and was talking about it. You guys are doing a junior cadet program for students that are interested in becoming firefighters. And I think it started. How is that going?
It's going great. Like I said, we do have 2 new students that they're seniors that we're going to give them the education on how to be firefighter. They're not going to be fighting fires. They're too young yet. But we will give you the book knowledge.
They want to, though.
Yes, we'll give you the book knowledge on how to fight fires and that. So we'll get you started.
Right.
And then if it's something that you're really interested in, we can show you the pathway to go to be an actual firefighter.
I think that's a great idea because I think otherwise what you get is you either get that one uncle who's a firefighter who's just going to tell you the good parts, not the bad parts, or you're going to watch the how it's glorified on television, and it's not that way.
No,
because it's a lot of waiting around, and then when it happens, it's intense.
You got to be ready.
You got to be ready, and it's scary, and you can deal with an awful lot of problems, and if you don't do something right, you can have long-term health problems because of just one call. And so I think it's great that you guys are showing that to the kids, because if they're interested in it, they get a real world experience.
Right. Yeah, we're excited about it. We're glad that we brought it. We've had it for a while, and then we kind of stopped, but now we're bringing it back, and so we're excited about it. We're
all right.
eager to get out there.
That's awesome. That shirt is awesome. If you watch the YouTube video, I don't know if it's going to show up on camera. That's the best way I can describe it is a Hawaiian shirt with a giant turkey on it. You're ready for the season.
Yeah,
I love that. Anytime I see Thanksgiving decorations, I'm like, thank you. I don't want the Christmas decorations right away.
No.
Put a turkey on the front lawn. Right? Have some fun with it. Don't just skip over the whole thing. You and I'm sure, will be watching some football, and I'm sure that all the guys and gals over there at the fire department will be working that day as well. So let's make their jobs easier. Hopefully take some of the advice that the captain just gave us. And thank you so much, Captain Ed Dunne.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Building relationships, supporting the community, and service. These are the things that Country Financial stands for. They're more than just an office you may pass by as you drive through Evergreen Park. They're neighbors who lend a helping hand and support the fabric of your community, including charitable organizations, sports, financial education, and civic organizations. And since Country is already your neighbor, they want to get together and chat. Call your local Country Financial representative, Mike Thauer, today at 708-425-1559 to talk about the things that are important to you and how he can help you protect them. It is now time for your EP podcast, Word on the Street, brought to you by Spoken Vine Wine Bar and Bottle Shop, northeast corner of 95th and Kedzie. Small plates, incredible selection of wines, hundreds of them. They're constantly rotating, but it's always high quality stuff. And that lunch menu now has me there at least once, maybe twice a week. And we're going to be there again on the next episode of the EP podcast. They've got the gaming room as well. If you have not checked out Spoken Vine, you need to do it. Northeast corner of 95th and Kedzie. See more at SpokenVineWines.com. Quick congratulations here to kick off this segment to Aiden Gerstein, Evergreen Park Community High School freshman, who bowls his first ever 300 game this past Saturday at the Oak Lawn Invite. That is the third perfect game in the history of the EPCHS boys bowling program, pulled off by a freshman in competition. Congratulations, Aiden. Good job. And I'm sure the next time we get somebody in here from the high school, we'll talk about that amongst other things. We're going to talk with the youth department. We're going to talk with the rec department. That is Paisha Allen and Kelly. They've been on the show before. We're going to head out to the community center. If you're watching on the YouTube feed, this is audio only. We had to squeeze this in while a lot of things were going on over at the community center, so I promised it would just be audio. If you're listening anywhere podcasts can be found or at the eppodcast.com to the audio version, nothing changes as we go out to the community center now on the EP podcast. And I have two ladies who have been on the show multiple times. I've never had them on together, but there was so much going on during the holidays. I thought Paisha Allen from the youth department and Kelly from the rec department could sit down together with me. Ladies, how are you?
Wonderful. How about you, Chris?
Doing well, Chris. How are you?
Thank you so much for sitting down with me. I know that you have so many different things going on. You really do at times crisscross each other, and this season is probably one of your busiest seasons. I would think summertime and the holidays, right, Kelly?
100%. Yeah, Miss Paisha is always willing to help out with all of our events, and then also the senior department. So we all work together so well. So it's wonderful to all be together whenever we can.
I know she has the chores thing that they do with all the kids. You ever look at her and say, we could use a few of them over here to clean up the office and sweep up everything around the building?
100%. Start getting them over here for volunteer hours. 100%. Yes.
Awesome. All right. Well, here, I'll start with you, Kelly, because the big thing is the festival. There's a Christmas festival every year. It's been rebranded, renamed. A few things have happened that way over the last couple of years. So break down what the new name is. I know there's a parade for the dogs as well, and it's coming up here very, very soon. What do we have?
Absolutely. So we've got Santa's Wonderland and the Rain Dog Parade. So that is, again, the rebrand was from Dickens to Santa's Wonderland, and the Rain Dog Parade is a brand new addition to the event. Last year was the first annual, and it was amazing. We had a great turnout of dogs. It was very enjoyable to see all the dogs decked out in their Christmas costumes as they pranced around Circle Park. So it was very exciting. So we're really looking forward to our second annual this year of that. And then Santa's Wonderland starts right after the Rain Dog Parade ends. We have our Santa's visits, trackless train, cookie decorating, bounce houses, weather dependent. As long as I think we're above about 40 degrees, we can get the bounce houses in. The Holly Jolly Trolley, winter wagon rides, kids crafts, petting zoo, horse rides. So we've got the whole thing. We've also continued to add to our food vendors. So we'll have Bracco's out. We'll have the taco truck. We're going to have Crack in the Carriage with her specialty drinks. We have been very lucky the last few years. We've had pretty good weather, usually high 30s, low 40s. So we're going to fingers crossed that happens again this year. But it's an amazing event. We absolutely love it. It's family friendly, so we ask everyone to come out and enjoy this event. There's no charge other than if you're planning on purchasing those vendors' foods or drinks. Then we also have a huge craft fair inside, so you can come in and get some of your Christmas shopping done. We've got amazing craft vendors that come in with homemade things that are just amazing, and definitely something that people would want to re-gift to their family for the holidays.
I'm actually considering just doing straight craft fairs and events like this for all my holiday shopping this year. Like, I think I'm going to get away from the Amazon and buy the crazy unique gift that I find at an event like this. And if I'm not mistaken, the best part about what you do during this event is that the craft fair is inside the building. It's warm. There's a lot of space. If you haven't walked around the community center, the area that you have it set up in, there's a lot of space, and you do a pretty good mix of vendors that you bring in. They're not all doing the same thing, which is great.
Yeah, 100%. We do try not to not accept anyone, but if we get to the point where we're getting 2 or 3 or 4 of the same, we try and kind of limit that a little bit, just so that the vendors can come in. They put a ton of time and energy into it, so we want to make sure that they're going to be able to come in and make some money here, instead of having the same duplicate vendors over and over. So yeah, we do kind of put a little thought and energy into that.
All right, so that is Saturday, December the 13th. So that's coming up, kicks off at 2, goes until 6 p.m., and then there's a tree lighting afterwards, which is always just a blast to watch. First of all, the setup of the tree. I know it's nerve-wracking. I think Bill Green is doing it every year. I give Bill a hard time every time I see him. Like, is it going to light this year? And he's just like, stop trying to jinx me. But it always turns out really well. You get all the dignitaries out there, the mayor, the trustees, everybody lights the tree. It's just a wonderful event, bringing people together. In the meantime, are you going to be at this? You're going to have a tent at it, or you're planning your own thing, Paisha?
I will leave you to the element of surprise, Chris.
What do you have? You got something coming up, right? Anything for this episode comes out right before Thanksgiving. Are you already on to the Christmas and holiday planning post Thanksgiving, or are you still doing stuff for Turkey Day?
So right before the Thanksgiving holiday, I just want to remind everyone we still have our coat drive. It runs until November 30th. Thank you to our residents, our families. Everybody's been doing a good job donating coats. Please help make this winter a little warmer for someone in need.
Where do they drop off the coats? Is it here at the community center? Are there multiple drop-off points? And how long does it go for?
So we have multiple drop-off locations, Chris. One at Village Hall, the EP Public Library, and then they can drop them off at the community center. Our coat drive will run until November 30th.
Okay, and I know that you have some big events coming up for the kids. I want to get into that, but there's a few more large community events, I guess I would say, that are also coming up. You've got the City Lights Orchestra doing their concert that they do every year, Kelly. They do it over at the church at Most Holy Redeemer, if I'm not mistaken, and the tickets, you can get up to 4 of them, one-time pickup for free while supplies last. I know that you run out well before the actual event every year. So, how soon does somebody need to get over here and pick up their tickets?
I would say we'll probably be out by next week.
Really?
Yeah. So we are able to have about 1,200 tickets. That's what's Most Holy Redeemer seats. I would say we've probably handed out 700 or 800 already. So yeah. So I would say maybe early the first week of December. That would be our hope. But yeah, so we're hoping that everyone can get out quickly and get their tickets so we don't have to turn anyone away.
Okay, well, I'm going to have to grab my 4 before I walk out of here. All right, so that I don't know if I got everything on that. It's a 7 to 9 p.m. event on December the 21st over at Most Holy Redeemer. And I know it's not only the City Lights Orchestra, but he brings in singers. And, I actually every year intend to go. I wait too long to get my tickets, which, again, this is why I have to get them. And everybody tells me that it's wonderful. I would imagine that you've been there before. Describe it for everybody.
It is, I would say, truly my favorite night of the year, of the holiday season. It is one of those evenings where you can just sit down and listen to the most beautiful Christmas music, and all of the chaos of the season kind of melts away. So it is just one of those nights. I look forward to it every year. Just getting into the church and they have the lights dimmed. It's candlelight. It's so beautiful. Rich does an absolutely amazing job, which he is, second to none. He has the most beautiful vocalists. I know that we have heard, I don't know 100% because he doesn't let us know the vocalists ahead of time, but obviously Patty Holman has been requested by many people as, they've come in to get their tickets. So we don't know the vocalists, but obviously there is a lot of people out there hoping and praying that Patty will be there.
All right. I know that there's a camp coming up for the kids, but that is around Christmas break time, so we'll get into that in a moment. Paisha, you have gone through the Halloween season where I know you were doing a bunch of different things for the kids with the youth department. Again, you have this coat drive going on, but then we're going to get into the Christmas time. Kids get excited about this, and they're also going to get a break as well. And so I'm sure that youth room is going to be getting a lot of work along with the events that you have going on. Tell me about some of the things you have coming up.
So coming up, Chris, we will have our holiday bash in the youth center. That will be Thursday, December 18th at 3:30. We also will have extended hours on some of those days that the students are on break to pop into our game room. It is a good time. In the game room, you have a chance, if you haven't been, encourage your students to join us. We've got a pool table and ping pong and just a lot of activities, Pop-A-Shot basketball, and then we have video games or arcade games, Chris.
All right, so the party, what do they get at the party? I mean, are there treats? Is there punch? Like how do these kids party these days at holiday parties? Are they just running around yelling 6, 7 all the time?
This event, we offer a lot of activities: cookie decorating, the cotton ball game, pin the star on the tree, elf on the shelf, pickle ornament. We're having a holiday sweater competition, and there are just an array of other events that we're going to be doing in the youth center. So again, I'll leave you with the element of surprise. I can't, tell you everything over the EP podcast.
Wow, you're crafty. Can you tell me what the Christmas movie is that's coming up? You have a big Christmas movie, right? Or no, you're going to keep that one secret as well? You have movie night, though, right? When is that?
We are offering a movie night, Chris. It will be on Friday, December 19th. So parents, pop into the youth center to sign your kids up.
And you have laser tag? Did I hear that correctly? That you... Why don't we have adult laser tag put on by the rec department, Kelly? I would show up for laser tag. If we did adult laser tag, Kelly, I'd be in.
We'll have to try and look and see what we can get together for you.
I mean, that'd be great. Could you imagine?
We're still working on pickleball.
Think about this. This could be a community building event, right? I guarantee you Marzullo would get in there and start shooting people. I mean, we could get a couple of trustees in there. I'll run around. We could probably put together a celebrity team to just take on like the people of Evergreen Park and laser tag. That'd be a blast, right?
I agree. I think that would be a lot of fun. We'll have to see what we can put together.
All right, we're coming up with ideas here on the EP podcast. But tell me about the laser tag event. When is that coming up? How old do you have to be for it? I'm pretty sure that I'm too old for it, but tell us about that and all the details, Paisha.
Okay, Chris, so our laser tag party will be Tuesday, December 30th, and it is open to students in grades 5th through 12th. You guys still have time to sign up. It is mobile laser tag and pizza.
So mobile laser, so is it here? It's like somebody shows up and hands out everything, or do you go to a location?
We are hosting it at the Maple Well Center. So the organization will come out and set up all of the equipment, and again, it will be at the Maple Well Center.
Awesome. Very, very cool. All right. And that is at the end of the month. So I know that what you have going on with the rec department is happening a little bit before that or during that time. It happens every year. I get used to the idea that I have free time. And then also know my children show back up, right? Like I have a college kid that's coming home that by the time this episode is out, I have an extra person in my place for like the week who's walking around telling me all the things that I'm doing wrong because it's my oldest daughter. And then she'll be back for like a month from U of I. And then these kids all get out of school. And the next thing you know, it's like summer, but I can't send them out of the house because it's cold and I'm stuck with them. So Kelly, what does the rec department have to help me?
So we are offering Christmas Break Camp, which is a winter camp that we hold at, it's going to be, they'll be dropped off at the Maple Well Center, but then we'll also be utilizing the community center. So it is on December 22nd, 23rd, December 26th, 29th, December 30th, and January 2nd. So we do have a little bit of those days off on the eves and the day of the holiday. But
You don't do New Year's Day, like when parents are hungover, they can't drop their kids off. Yeah, that's not a possibility for an extra fee. I know a lot of people who pay an extra fee for that.
100%. I don't know. Unfortunately, our counselors probably wouldn't be interested, but we'll have to see what they can do. But it's a wonderful camp, and it's something that keeps the kids really busy over the holidays. We do crafts, games. We try and work in a few field trips. We might go to Ridge Mall to see a Christmas movie. We'll try and get out to Brookfield Zoo one day, depending on what the weather. And then we try and get over to the Capiano ice rink as many times as we can to do some ice skating. So it's a really fun day, or a really fun couple of weeks if you're looking to keep the kiddos busy while you have to work, and they can really enjoy those holiday experiences together with a bunch of other kids.
Right. Or if you need a break from them. Do you have any more breaks? Do you have anything else that you have planned, youth department-wise? Did I cover all your stuff? Because we need breaks, Paisha. We need breaks from our children.
Just a reminder, Chris, that we are in open gym season, so we're offering open gym volleyball, open gym basketball. We have sewing classes. So if you guys need the schedule or you're interested, everything is posted on the village website, but don't hesitate to give us a call. Go on our Instagram or Facebook, or just pop into the youth center.
And Kelly, anything that I missed when it comes to the Christmas season or just the month of December?
Absolutely. So the other thing that we have is that we have Santa visits. So if you call the Recreation Department at 708-229-3373, we can set up a visit with Santa where he will come to your house for a 15-minute visit and talk to the kiddos, find out what's on their wish lists for Christmas, and then it's a really fun and exciting way for the kids to get excited and ready for Christmas.
All right. And then you have an open house coming up after the holidays are over. I mean, I know this is way off, but get your advanced calendar out that says 2026 and mark down this date, right?
Yeah, so our preschool open house will be on Wednesday, January 14th of 2026 from 6 to 7 p.m. at the Recreation Department. So if you're looking to enroll your children in the 26-27 school year, we just wanted to make sure that you can come out, visit our rooms, see the amazing things that we have going on here at the Recreation Department preschool.
The whole time I'm listening to the both of you, Kelly from the rec department, Paisha Allen from the youth department, I keep thinking to myself, like, I'm already busy during the holidays. I don't know how you're both going to do it. I mean, this is a lot of stuff that your departments are putting on. How do you shop for gifts? Do you just not give out gifts?
You know what? There's a lot of time at the end of the evening, so usually the shopping happens between 11 and 2 in the morning.
It's the EP Podcast. All things Evergreen Park. It's the EP Podcast. Evergreen Park.